PSG back-to-back champions of the Champions League. Now, before I say anything else, I'm not a Lyon fan. I just got the shirt because I like it and also because Endrick went to Lyon and I like Endrick. So yeah, I'm not a Lyon supporter. I'm more of a neutral between them and PSG, but PSG won the final. Now, I don't watch PSG very much because they don't really stream it here where I live, at least League One. So I'll just talk about both teams. For Arsenal, Zubimendi, Martinelli, and Gyökeres start on the bench. I don't know why. I think that if Zubimendi would have started, could have been a lot better. I think if Gyökeres would have started, he could have finished a lot of chances that they had. I think if Martinelli started, then I think he would have created more chances because I think Martinelli is better than Trossard. I think Trossard, he's a decent player. That's why Arsenal still have him, but I think that Martinelli is just a bit faster on the sides to run past Hakimi because Trossard struggled that much against him, and I think Martinelli could have done a bit better. And Martinelli did pretty good being subbed on. Now the other one I want to point out is Mosquera's penalty that he conceded to Kvaratskhelia. I think that's a red card because he was already on a yellow card before and he tackled Kvaratskhelia without ball contact, without intention of the ball or getting the ball, so I think that's a red card. Because I don't know how you take down a player without ball contact and not receive a red card when you're already on a yellow. Because that's a yellow in the box. And to get another yellow would be a red card. I don't know how it doesn't get kicked off. I don't know why he's not sent off for that. I think that I guess is a robbery, right? And PSG won, so it doesn't affect it so much because I don't think Mosquera was doing that good anyways. But he blew a pen for his team. He did it when he was on a yellow. He did not get the ball. That should have been a red card. Now, Vitinha and Neves. These guys, bro, these guys are insane. And I want to talk about them too right now because Vitinha and Neves have grown so much within the past 2 years. Like, when I saw them in the Euros, when they got knocked out to France, I was impressed, right? I was impressed they were pretty decent, but now they're absolutely incredible. And I didn't think that players could grow that much between 2 years, but they grew a lot. And 1 year, if we go back to the Nations League, right? It's really impressive how they've become as players, and you know what? That gives me a lot of hope for the World Cup because Ronaldo deserves it. And I want to touch on something which I probably will make another video for, but these two are absolutely incredible, not just for Portugal, but for PSG as well. And Luis Enrique has done a wonderful job, and Nuno Mendes too. Nuno Mendes, how is he the best left back in the world, and people fucking compare him to Timber or fucking Hincapié, and then they said Vitinha was scared of Lewis Skelly. I don't know how people come up with that bullshit. Luis Enrique has done absolutely incredible developing these players. Mendes, I think, is the key to Portugal to win the World Cup or to go very far in it. And Vitinha and Neves are just the engine of both teams, and they are absolutely phenomenal. Gonzalo Ramos. I want to talk about him because he doesn't play very much. And to not play very much and to not get so many opportunities to play because Dembele just works better. Because when Luis Enrique sets up his tactics, he uses wing play most of the time. Because He uses attacking fullbacks, and Vitinha drops to cover to make a line of three. He doesn't use a striker, he uses a false nine to build the wings, to give Doué and Kvaratskhelia chances. And for him to not be a big part of Enrique's, how he uses his tactics, or how he has a structure done, and yet to perform at the highest level at a Champions League final and shoot the first penalty when the whole world is looking at you, to keep your calm and to keep your mind, to keep your composure at the highest level, and to convert the penalty when the world is watching, I think is absolutely incredible. He doesn't get spoken of that much. He gets criticized a lot, and I've done that as well. But what he did here, and the same that he did against Spurs, he took a breath, kept his cool, made the pen. I think that if he's called up to the Portugal team, which I think he is, for a pen, or like for a shootout, or if Ronaldo gets steps wrong, or if he gets injured last minute, then he gets subbed on, and I think that Gonzalo Ramos could score a last minute goal. Because this guy, again, he doesn't play much, but he keeps his composure, he keeps his cool, his mind. To be able to do that, I'm fascinated by what goes on in his mind. And now, the injuries: Stufanov, Dembele, and Vitinha. Vitinha and Dembele got subbed off for injury. Now, I hope Vitinha's okay, and I hope that Dembele gets better. I don't know what their injuries are yet. I don't know if Vitinha's injury is minor or pretty big. And Stufanov, I remember, got, I think, kicked in the head early in the game. And, yeah, I hope he's okay. Now, Neves' yellow card. And I wrote this one down because I don't think that is a yellow card, because he just pushed him, right? And it's not even that much of a foul, because, and I've seen this happen in multiple leagues all the time, but it's called differently, and that's what I don't like, right? Because what I don't like is when you watch one game one day, it's a foul. You watch another game another day, and it's not a foul. That's what I don't like. The rules in soccer across all leagues have to be consistent so that things like this don't happen, so that the media just doesn't jump out, or the fans don't just jump out at whatever is happening. I think that that's not a yellow card, because if you stick your leg out and try to get the ball, or if you slide and try to get the ball, and you know you went for the ball, then that's not a yellow card, because that wasn't with malicious intent, right? So I think that Neves' yellow card was given to him incorrectly. Now, someone I do want to talk about, which I don't think gets talked about that much, is Zaire Emery, the midfielder slash right back slash defensive mid slash winger. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's a very versatile player, and he just works. You put him anywhere, and he works. He's good offensively and defensively. And I think that this guy, I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his early 20s. I think that when he becomes like 3 or 4 years older, he's going to be one of the best players in the world. Someone else I want to talk about is Zibarny. They bought him off Bournemouth at the beginning of the season, or 2 seasons ago. Because I remember he played Barca when they beat them at away in Barcelona. This guy is, I'll say, decent. Bournemouth is not a team that PSG would go for to buy a player, but this was a really solid signing, because no one really knew Zibarny, because Bournemouth is really not, with respect, really not that much of a good team, but they made a really good signing there. That's really good scouting. Now, this would have been historic either way, because Arsenal would have won it after 22 years, and then PSG won it, and that makes them the second team in history to win a back-to-back champions, actually. I'm not sure about that. I mean, modern, but in the past, I'm not sure if it's happened before already. But in modern football, they're the second team to win it back-to-back, right behind Madrid. And the last time they did it was in the three-peat when Ronaldo was still there. Absolutely incredible for Luis Enrique and PSG now. I think that there are contract problems with Luis Enrique. Again, I'm not so sure, but I think there are. I read about it somewhere on a lot of places. I don't know where the progress is right now, but a couple weeks ago I read that he would leave at the end of the season. Maybe this final changes it because it's back to back. Maybe they keep him another year, and if they do keep him another year, I think that he wins a three-peat of the Champions League. Because with this team who plays consistently, who has already been at a Champions League final twice, is already used to it, has been there, have won it both times. I think that if he signs a contract extension of a year, they win the three-peat. And then all the players' market values rocket by a couple millions. And I think that if they don't re-sign Enrique after this, I don't know. Because there's a lot of, there's good managers, but there's not many managers like Luis Enrique. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with his contract. And now they play Unai Emery's Aston Villa in the Supercopa. I can't remember when that takes place, but that'll be a very interesting game because I can see Emery beating PSG because Aston Villa were really, really dominant during the Europa League, but also that happened to Spurs too, and they lost, so that's going to be an interesting game to watch. And again, it's a historic day for Arsenal. They finally got to a Champions League final in 22 years for the first time, but nothing special, because again, second place.